Good evening, everyone. This is the June 26, 2019 meeting of the Arbor Conservation Commission. This meeting is being broadcast live, gentlemen, question?
Yes.
And also being recorded for further viewing at the town's website, which is arborguide.com. Before I start tonight's hearing, I'm required to ask if either of you ladies is recording this meeting.
I'm not.
Okay, thank you. The first item on tonight's agenda is it's at 7:05.
I don't know why that happened.
So anyway, we will start with something else. Why don't we start
Okay.
with the meeting minutes for May 8th. So Sheila, I did review them,
Yes.
and I give you an A, A minus. A minus.
Thank you.
On page 3, there was one typo.
On page 3,
Yeah, it's about, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the seventh line from the bottom of that first paragraph,
okay.
where it starts all new.
New.
Use
Oh, yeah.
all new EU.
New.
You see it? Page 3, top of the
5/8?
page.
May
Yes, May 8th.
8th? Okay.
Oh.
Page 3, top of the page, or
Oh, I
seventh
thought you
line.
said, oh, okay.
Just cross out the second EU.
Okay.
Sure that was a typo.
Yes, it was.
And other than that, I had no other changes to the
I-
meeting minutes.
Just saw one, at the top of page 3. Maybe I was just not reading it right. Mr. McCarthy explained the site was used with VW dealership since 1995, is now switching to Saab. Gallo and Worcester has now to Auburn.
Has now moved to Auburn.
All right, where's that?
So-
Three?
First line
The
on
very
the top.
first line on the top.
Okay.
So she
Okay.
put
It's
in
now
moved.
moved. Okay.
Good catch. Any other changes?
Make a motion
Please.
to accept the meeting minutes of May 8, 2019 as amended.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote. All right. The next, and we have the meeting minutes also from May 22nd of 2019. Sheila, on the second page, at 7:15 for Joseph Cariglia,
Yeah,
it's the sentence that begins with my name. And I crossed out that on and replaced it with whether by.
okay, I'm not understanding.
All right,
The sentence, that I see that stated that on July 30th?
all the work will be completed. I asked, and it's a question, asked whether by July 30, 2019, all the work will be completed. Okay, does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, yes it does.
I had no other changes.
Nope.
Okay, is there a motion then?
Make a motion to accept the amended meeting minutes of May 22nd, 2019
As amended.
as amended.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote. Okay,
Michelle, you weren't there.
Oh,
so you
sorry.
need to abstain.
That's right.
And Nathan, you weren't either.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
it's all right.
Tony, you want to second it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I second.
Okay.
Okay, so there's 2 abstaining, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Good catch, yeah.
And then I actually have,
And same on the first? Oh, you did it.
I have some questions about the meeting minutes for June 12th, so I'm going to defer those until
Okay,
after our public hearings.
alrighty.
Our first public hearing tonight is at 7:05. The applicant is Anastasia Paris. Request for determination for removal of fall trees on property located at 199 Rochdale Street. Is there a motion open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed to vote. Are you Ms. Papiris?
Yes, I am.
Right.
Sorry, it's the first time on the meeting.
Have a
It's okay.
seat.
Sorry.
Relax. Okay.
tell us what you want to do.
So I have, there are 4 trees. 2 of them are 1 stump, but there's 2 trees coming out of it.
Right.
I had Dan Moss come take a look at these trees.
Mhm.
He said he highly recommends I get rid of them. He goes, with this weird storm that we've been having, they are leaning right on my house like this. I have had branches fall off of these trees and hit my gutters and my roof. My children sleep on that side of the house as well.
Okay.
They feel very unsafe when the weather's unsteady and windy. They actually come to my room, which is on the other side of the house, because of those trees.
Understood. Do you think you will be hiring Mr. Moss to do the work?
Yeah, either Dan Moss and there was another contractor that my husband would not contractor, I'm sorry, it was a tree service company who was looking at to see who would give us a better price on them because they will be expensive to get rid of them. But I want him to, Dan Moss, to cut the trees.
Okay.
He's cut trees before in the past for me.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
I have pictures, I'm sorry, I have pictures too. Yes, I do have
Yeah.
trees if you need to take a look at them.
If you could, yeah, just circulate the
She
phone.
did send them to me, but I didn't print them out. I thought I did, but I didn't.
So these 2 here are the ones that are the 2 stumps and they're coming out like this. And the other 2, I'm sorry, let's see. The other 2 are like behind this way, then they're coming this way to my house. If you want to take and pass around and take a look at them, that's.
Can I blow it up?
Yes, of course. And 2 of them are over the power lines. Yeah.
Yeah. And the wetlands right behind that?
Yes.
Here's the map of where the trees are located, pretty
I
much.
should find that paperwork.
And
Sure.
it was kind of cute. She thought that they were on Dave DeWallis's property at first. So she contacted Dave, and then Dave said, "Oh no, those are on your property."
It's not laughing at me.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah. Thanks for trying. I thought Dave's got a lot of money. He can.
Yeah, right?
It's too bad Dave didn't volunteer to come.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So when do you think you would have the work done?
I was waiting to get the approval from here first,
Sure.
and then from there I wanted to cut them as soon as possible. And if I had to get in contact with the tree services and see, I know it's their busy season as well, to see when they can come and do it.
Okay.
If I don't do Dan Moss, I can always I can email you the person who's gonna do it for me if I don't go with Dan Moss.
Okay,
And my
so-
husband-
Probably within the next 30 days.
correct.
Any other questions? Okay. In that case, is there a motion to close?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed to vote? All right, thank you very much. We will be rendering a decision tonight.
Okay.
Want to call me tomorrow?
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. You seconded that, right, Michelle?
20 minutes.
Pushed.
Right, they continue. Yeah, definitely.
So, my tent got approved. I'm all excited.
Your tent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That I had to get approval, get a permit for my tent,
Oh, okay, yeah.
For a tent?
Tent.
for tent.
Was it
In your
$100 or was it cheaper?
It was only 20.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
because of the size of it or something, or the height?
No,
Probably because of
the tent rental company told me that Auburn requires a permit for a tent.
Tent.
Yeah.
anything to generate income. All right, the next item on our agenda is a 7:10 public hearing. An application by the Town of Auburn Sewer Department, a request for determination for the installation of a sewage force main located from the Pinrock Road pump station to the Upper Blackstone Treatment Facility and associated site work. Is there a motion to open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, vote.
I have a seat.
Good evening.
Good evening. Very nice room you have here, by the way.
Thank you.
So my name is Cassandra Koudalidis, and that's Koutalidis. I am representing On-Site Engineering, Ray Willis, who was the person who submitted the application, who couldn't be here tonight, so I'm assisting him in this presentation.
Okay.
Do you need my address?
Are you with the company or no?
I'm a consultant to On-Site.
Oh, okay.
And you're familiar with the package that we submitted a request for determination of applicability for the town of Auburn, the sewer department. And we are looking to install a parallel 20-inch ceramic lined ductile iron pipe force main to serve as redundant pipe in the event that the 40-year-old current force main should fail or become damaged in any way. And my understanding is that pump station sends all of the town's sewage flows to Upper Blackstone Valley. So it's a very critical line. Much of the project is located in Worcester. There was a hearing Monday night, and they closed the hearing and approved the project. And they'll be advancing with the conditions forthwith. About 250 feet are located within Auburn and Rose Lane. And the work would be installing a valve chamber at the property of the pump station itself so that they could switch off from one force main to the other, putting in the parallel force main, putting in an air release chamber, and then continuing up the road, crossing into Worcester and going right from there. The application states that normally this would be an exempt activity because it's a utility project and it's a limited project. But because the town's bylaws didn't specifically say it was exempt, we're coming before you to see what you think about it. And all of the work would be done in currently disturbed areas, the road essentially, and it would be an open cut trench and backfilled, and they would restore the surface. I know that I was down there, and it's road's in extremely poor shape, so I know that they're going to be grading it and bringing it up to level grade.
Mhm.
The resource area is the Ware drainage extension. That's a perennial river, right? My understanding. And that's about 115 feet away, so it's in the outer riparian area of the resource area. So I turn it over to any questions or comments that you may have. We don't yet know how long the entire project will take. There's still some details that they're trying to iron out. My sense is that they could do, easily like 100 feet a day. They could be in and out of there. That section of Auburn, under a week.
Usually when they're doing that road, when we get the heavy rains, like whenever they've done the other streets, that wicked. It just rips through there.
Does it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
The contractor has not been hired yet, but one thing that the project would be happy to do is have a pre-construction meeting with the abutters and the commission. We're going to go over what they'd be doing for protection, and you could issue a negative determination with conditions if you like. As opposed to just a negative determination or it's the
We've done
alternate. Yeah.
In terms of the sequence of work, what's your sense of where they're going to start the project? Or are they going to work both in Worcester and Auburn at the same time?
They may. We haven't dictated means and methods yet to the contractor. But if that's something that's of a concern, that could certainly be considered to be put into the bid document. My feeling is that they'll start at the pump station itself with the valve chamber and then work their way up. And there may be a second crew over on the Worcester side, to be.
This sounds like a massive project.
It's involved. It's a narrow space, so you're going to be in close proximity to the residents and have to take care, not to to work carefully around people. But it's not a deep trench, and it's already they know where all the utility crossings are. They're going to do one test pit to make sure that they have the location of the existing force main, and I think that they should, barring any extreme weather events, be in and out of there pretty quick. It's certainly the trailer park part. I can't vouch for the road, the main road.
Understood. Would you happen to know what the life cycle is on the new ceramic line pipe compared to the existing.
My understanding it's longer.
A lot
because the
longer,
ceramic- Yeah, the ceramic lining is more durable than that,
Yeah.
So they're just relining the existing pipe, is that what they're doing?
No, the existing pipe will stay in service. The new one will be placed and it will be dry initially. And then should they need to switch over to it, they can.
Oh,
And
okay.
eventually they'll abandon the existing pipe in place. They're not gonna remove it, they'll just leave it
That's
there.
just they're reducing the dimensions by 50%. Probably even more than that, because you're going from a 40-inch to a 20-inch, right?
They're both 20s.
Oh, they are both 20s. I'm
Yeah, so
sorry.
it's an existing 20,
It
it's a
was
new
40
20.
years old, was that?
It's 40 years
Ah,
old, it was
okay.
1979.
Okay.
So it's, obviously it's a critical piece of infrastructure and the
Mhm.
town is concerned about not having backup should something,
Sure.
fall apart.
So, I'm assuming that population has grown since 1979, so why not go with a bigger pipe?
That I'm afraid I can't answer.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
20-inch.
I would think the lining is smoother, so you have less friction and then you have better flows, and it might be thinner as well.
So they're gonna place this other one like a foot or something away from the existing one?
Yes, if you look at the drawing here, highlighted, this is the, here's the existing force main right here.
Okay.
Crosses over and continues down, and here's the new one. And that's where the valve chamber is. So
Mm.
this comes here, that point is this point where
Okay,
the air leaf manhole is. And then this is the town line.
okay.
And here's the riverfront edge. And then
Okay.
off this drawing would be the channel,
Okay.
Ware River Channel. And this is a profile showing essentially where everything would be placed. They'll,
Any idea when it may go out to bid?
the details are being worked out. My understanding is they're thinking perhaps September
Okay.
for a fall construction start. Be wrapped up by the end of the construction season.
Any other questions? No? All right, in that case, is there a motion to close?
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. All right, thank you very much for coming in. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Have a good evening.
I'll come in tomorrow if you want.
Okay, I'll call you in the
Okay,
morning.
yes.
Okay, great.
Nice meeting you, Cassandra.
Please don't be straight.
Oh, and is there receipts? This is the winning lottery ticket.
I
I
hope you're
So we
right.
won't see you next
It's a
time.
big one.
They won't see me.
Okay, bye-bye.
Good night.
All right, why don't we just do the last set of minutes, then we can
Sure.
do the decisions. So, on the meeting minutes for June 12th, I had a couple of changes.
Did we do the 22nd?
Yes.
One on the 20, we did May 22nd,
Okay.
yes. So we're on to June 12th. So Sheila, on the first page, 7 p.m., about halfway down, it's the sentence that begins, the line that begins, needs to be replaced.
Yes.
Okay, the original turf was installed, it should be in 2006, it has an 8 warranty, so I think you wanted to put in year.
Yeah, that's right. Is there any proof it's too big today? Okay,
So that was one change.
alrighty.
And then this is really just stylistic more than anything else. The last paragraph under that 7 p.m. public hearing, it's the line that begins, company that performed the first installation.
Yeah?
So what I did is that I just put, you put in NET from Saco, Maine, I just put that in parentheses
Okay,
instead of a separate sentence.
alrighty.
And then I did have one substantive question. It's on the next page for Darryl Rabati. So it's the line, it actually begins, it's the third line from the bottom of that paragraph. It begins, both trees will be cut. You see that? The line begins, be removed.
For Darryl?
Yeah, Darryl, at 7:20.
Okay.
The first
Oh, okay, well, they're both at 7:20, okay.
Right, so the first one.
Both trees, okay, I see it,
Both trees will be cut down segments and just left at the site with no stump removal?
yeah,
That's not my understanding.
no?
No. They're cut, these are pretty big trees for,
And they're way in the back, I thought they were just gonna cut them and leave them.
They're gonna take the trees out, they'll leave the stumps.
They'll leave the stumps,
They'll
but
leave-
They
not,
were gonna take the trees out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
once they cut them into pieces, they'll get rid of the wood, they'll.
Oh, I
yeah,
thought they were
sell
just
it.
gonna leave
No.
everything there.
No, they'll leave the
No,
stumps.
we never-
Okay,
we never permit that,
yeah, well,
for a variety of different reasons,
yeah,
you know? I mean,
okay,
that was my memory is that we wouldn't, they didn't say that, and we wouldn't agree to that either,
okay.
okay?
All right,
So,
well, I don't know, that's what I thought that was happening, okay.
um,
Segments
so I
and
think the way
remove from
we-
the site,
And remove from the tree.
and removed at the site with no stump removal.
okay. Maybe I was listening to the no stump removal and I was thinking this is leaving it. Okay,
Okay?
Yeah.
And aside from that, I had no other changes.
Make a motion, we issue, we approve the meeting minutes as amended for June 12, 2019.
Is there a second?
Awesome.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
okay, great.
What's that?
Forget your pens.
Oh, yeah, the bottle.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
okay.
I
Days
just
ruined.
remembered.
Next time away, you won't be here next time.
Yeah, well, the time after that.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna remind you. Okay, so in terms of decisions,
It was a positive
Oh, that's
determination.
positive, yeah, because we have the
Because it was-
conditions for the,
Yeah, it
for
was
the other work.
included in part of the other order of
Right.
conditions.
Oh, okay.
They had to come in with that after the fact.
okay, so, for, Anastasia Paris, is there a motion?
Make a motion that we issue a negative determination for the removal of 4 trees on property at 199 Rochdale Street.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
Okay.
We're hogging all the first and seconds.
It's not a contest.
Pass it on.
That's right, you guys are doing great.
Here we go. Sign that. It's one meeting in March.
Right.
Right. Thank you.
The next decision is for the Town of Auburn Sewer Department for the Rock Road Pump Station. So is there a motion?
I move that we do a negative determination, but I don't know how to, remember like last year when the water was just whipping down the road, and I can't picture that road, like, is it a good slant to it? And they don't know where it's coming from anyways, which way it's gonna be torn up first, so
Well,
I
I don't think anyone knows at this point because they haven't worked out the
Right.
scope of work.
So I don't know,
What I was going to suggest is, and she actually offered it to us, is that that we be given notice of any sort of pre-construction meeting so that we
Okay.
can attend.
Alright.
So we could, I think what you can do is you can issue a negative determination, but condition that upon us getting notice of and allowed to participate in a pre-construction meeting.
are you writing that down?
Yes. Notify us of any pre-construction meeting.
Yes. That.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
So was that was your motion?
That was my motion,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote.
Green Hill Engineering continuing?
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, they needed something through
Did
Board
they-
of Health.
Did they give you a new date?
I think they just want to continue to the next meeting.
Okay, so can we have a motion for that then?
Move that we continue Green Hill Engineering to, what is it, July 10th
Yes.
at, what time?
Why don't we make it at 7?
At 7
Do we have
p.m.
anything else on the agenda?
Right now, one other hearing.
Okay. Okay, so there's a motion.
There it is right now.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Disposed. Okay. We also need to do
Amended.
well, we need to take up 33 Sword Street. And so just by way of background, I had a conversation with Denise Childs, who is actually Megan Selby's, I think, supervisor at DEP. And the history of this is a bit confusing. So just by way of background, we issued an order of conditions for this project to FWA back in October of last year. I didn't realize it had been that long. They then came in apparently in, it was February, and we actually, I think at that point, approved an amendment to the order of conditions. That was the amendment that was appealed by Mr. Reisner, the abutter. And I looked at the amendment that we approved back in February was never recorded. So, in speaking to Ms. Child, she indicated that the abutter agreed that with this amendment that we're going to act on tonight, they are satisfied that their concerns with regard to the operation and maintenance plan have been addressed, and that apparently upon the issuance of this amendment, the appeal will be dismissed. At least that's what her understanding is. So I thought very simply, because the only thing we need to change or modify the existing order conditions is to add language relating to the plan. I thought the proposed language, or the language could be this. The order of conditions issued on October 22, 2018 is amended as follows. 1. The applicant or landowner shall comply with the most recently revised operation and maintenance plan dated May 15, 2019, which shall be recorded at the Worcester District Registry of Deeds. So,
Do you need me to read that?
yeah, I do actually.
Or I was thinking of some other thing like, or to be part of the order of conditions, or
I think this will do it though.
Yeah. Oh, I think
And then I'll pass it to you, so you don't have to write it down.
so. Okay, he already sent it to me earlier.
Oh, you already have it, okay.
So if you would just add that after that.
Sale? What does that
Dated.
even say?
Dated.
Okay. Okay. What
Alright.
did you say her name was? Childs?
Denise Child.
Child?
Yes,
Okay.
C-H-I-L-D.
Okay, for 33 Sword Street, let's do the order of conditions issued on October 22nd, 2018 is amended as follows. The applicant or landowner shall comply with the most recently revised operation and maintenance plan dated 5/15/19, which shall be recorded in the Worcester District Registry of Deeds.
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Disopposed? Thank you.
Alrighty. Alright, so that was done.
Okay, in terms of other business, so on Saturday, Michelle and I went to Herb Chambers,
Yeah, neighbors.
and Nate was there too. They did not see the property at the same
I did
time
not see
we
the
did.
herb chambers. at the
So
same
we
time.
had to just look at the site because the applicant had filed a request for a certificate of compliance everything is well established. I mean, the work that was done appears to be in compliance with the plan that was submitted to us. So if there's a motion,
Move that we issue a certificate of compliance for
Chambers,
Herb Chambers dealership.
PO 5809 Washington.
I'll second that.
is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
And who seconded that, John?
Aye.
All right, I've got that right here. There we go.
Do we need to sign something for
Oh,
that other
yeah,
one?
yes, the amended order. So what I'm going to do with this order, I'm going to put that language in that you compiled, and then I'm going to add this plan printed out and add it with it to make it one big copy, is that right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
perfect. And then they can just they can record that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think I did that with that other plan for 707 Oxford Street, I added the site plan,
Yeah.
so.
Good.
Okay, thank you. All right, now, what else do we have? This is. All righty. So. So nothing on Rochdale Street?
I wasn't able to get out there. I imagine we can get out there this weekend.
Yep.
You're talking about,
98,
I'm sorry,
Oh.
take that back.
Goodman?
You're talking about Washington Street.
Oh,
Did I
Goodman?
see?
Yeah, we haven't
Oh.
heard from Goodman.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But I have information.
Oh.
Because
Oh,
Denise
okay.
Child actually, we also talked about Mr. Goodman and 490 Rochdale Street. So they're actually gonna, I believe they were going to discuss it either today or tomorrow, but the recommendation is that they are going to take an enforcement action against him. They're going to invite him to attend a settlement conference in which they will propose remedial action, and if he doesn't undertake the remedial action, they have the ability to fine him, and I think they are going to fine him. And again, it kind of galls me, but the town is not invited to participate in that conference. But what Ms. Child did tell me is that Mr. Goodman is not a stranger to them. That apparently they have had other issues with him in the past, which was a surprise to me. I didn't know that. So, I think in the past we have tended to give applicants when they have strayed the benefit of the doubt, but in this case, it's not warranted.
Okay.
So, and then at your suggestion, and I also did a little more research on the house, the White House with the black shutters with the shed, and as it turns out, Tom and I, on one of our site walks, maybe it was a previous site walk from Mr. Krigley, I had noticed the fact that shed was right on the back.
We just got rain and the water was
Yeah.
right there.
It
was
was.
flowing. I was like, wow, that thing is so close, it could float away.
And so I went online between Google Maps and the Registry of Deeds, and I found out the name of the property owner. And apparently there are two property owners, a Joseph Senecal and a Kathleen O'Neill. So I think we need to send them an enforcement order,
Okay.
What was the address of this one?
It's 77 Berlin Street.
The house was abandoned for a while, wasn't it?
It
That
was.
was the one that we went to.
It
That
was.
was abandoned. And the gas tank, there was like that old gas tank that was sitting on the
Yeah.
water.
Mhm.
It was,
And the title, actually the title at the registry reflects the fact that there was a foreclosure deed at least 2 or 3 years ago. But I think the house was purchased in 2018. So in fact, I think it was purchased in February of 2018. So in order to be consistent, I think we need to send them an enforcement letter. So,
What are they doing? I
well,
totally
what they
missed-
did is they put a shed right on the back,
Oh, okay.
okay? And I think that
I think both
believe,
of them are on the lot.
well, then maybe more than one shed. And so I think the property is large. It's
So
about
this is different from 82?
It is. The property, I think, is about 2 acres in size.
Wow.
In fact, it says the total acreage is 2.3 acres, so I think they can
Wow.
find another place for the sheds.
Yeah.
So, is there a motion?
Make a motion that we issue an enforcement order to said property.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So those names you gave me, are those present
Yeah, I think-
owners?
I can
I
get
mean,
Actually, you know what, I'm gonna abstain from that one too. If I have to abstain from the other one, I'm gonna abstain from that one too.
probably a good idea. Okay.
Okay. Alrighty.
And we also took a look at
Neighborhood
the
talk.
project on Blake Street.
Oh,
And because it was a nice day, we actually had a chance to walk the site. And so they started to rough out the detention bases on the property. So the project is well underway. Erosion control measures were put in place and were being maintained. So the property looks like it's proceeding okay. I didn't see any issues that would involve us at this point. So. And that's all I got. If anyone has any other issues, back forward.
Did anyone get a chance to go up to Patrick?
I haven't.
That's what I was referring to.
yeah, 189
189 Washington Street.
Washington.
So what's going on with that?
They just got the erosion control in place.
Just to make sure it's there?
Yes.
They just called to tell us that it was in place if we
Because
wanted
we
to go
asked them
look
to
at it.
tell us. So let's go down.
Remember, that's the one that's got the tiered next to the mast
Right.
pipe.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
I just had a question. I had a request today about the town of Auburn sewer department has one of those various roadways and properties. They've got an order of conditions which dates back to 2011. I'm guessing that it has been renewed. I think Jeff came in to do that.
Okay.
But somebody has a piece of property on Old Cart Road and they wanna have a partial release on that.
Right.
So could we do like we did before, just specify that one parcel? He's telling me that that attorney was telling me that there is no easements or anything on that property.
We'll have to take a look. But that's okay. We can do that.
Okay.
There's no plan?
No, he just sent that over. This was today.
I understand
First
that.
I heard
I
about
mean,
it.
the DP file number is ancient. It's a 98 file.
Right. Oh, in 98?
Yeah, it says 098-0673.
Yeah, I thought it was 2011. We're up to almost 800.
098-0673.
Yeah. We're up to 800 now.
And apparently the order, right, so the order of conditions was issued to the sewer department back on March 9th of 2011.
Yes.
So that's 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
I think he's renewed that though. He's
Right.
extended it. This
Okay.
term.
but my question though is that I think we still need to take a look.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
do that.
Right.
Is there any other business?
I don't think so.
If there is none, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion?
Wow, that's a fast one.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Did you second that, Thomas?
Yep.